So why are lease pricing in the Gulf of Maine and Georges Bank such a problem for ground fishing vessels to actually pull a profit? Well, you need to do the math to the pound. Like I said, most of the fish you get for lease is whole weight you're paying for. So I'll show you, I'll break down the math for you. So the 2022 lease prices for the Gulf of Maine cod is $4.50 a pound, and that's whole weight. So for every pound of cod, it costs $4.50 a pound on the whole weight. So 1 pound of cod, caught and dressed weight, comes down. You got to add another 15 to 20%. I'll just say 20%. So 1 pound is 1.2 pounds. That's because you took the guts and everything else. You got to add it back for the whole weight. Now times 450 brings the cod dressed to the boat at $5.40 to the pound. That's what the boat has to pay. Now you add in the 10-cent unload fee, the 20-cent lumper fee. I didn't even add the fuel and time, but you add the ice at 30 cents a pound, roughly average. The auction's only paying the boat at $2.50 a pound for the codfish, and that's auction price, dressed weight. So you're already down on the whole $5.40 to every pound you catch before you left the dock. Now you got to add a 10-cent unload fee, a 20-cent lumper fee, a 30-cent ice fee. Now you're negative $6. You're getting $2.50 from the auction. So you're still not even coming close to even making a profit. You're at $3.50 to the pound for the boat to catch a Gulf of Maine cod. Now that is just codfish. Like I said, now they created hake to be a problem as well. So let's look at the hake. White hake, a lease price is $1.50 for the whole weight. Well, a pound of hake gutted and headed, it comes down to roughly 1.3 pounds. So 1.3 pounds times $1.50 for the lease price whole comes down to $1.95. So let's break it down. You're already down $1.95 to every pound that you catch. Well, the auction again, the average price this year has been around $1.40. So you're already down 55-cent loss. And then you got to add the 60 cents of the expenses. So now for every pound of hake you catch, you are taking a loss at $1.05 per pound to the boat. So do you see where these choke species now become a problem? Codfish generally stay in the harder bottom and to the west along the shoal water. Hake stay in the deeper water. That's why the flounder landings and everything are down. Well, guess what, boys and girls? You can't pay $1.50 for whole weight while getting $1.40 at an auction. The math does not work out for you to pull a profit. And the same thing goes with the Gulf of Maine cod at $4.50 lease price because they cut the abundance so low for the allowable catch per boat, we had to lease. And the going rate to outbid everybody is $4.50 a pound. And like I said, the auction price is only been roughly hanging around a $2.50 average. So like I said, you're literally going in the hole $3.50 for every pound of cod you catch in the Gulf of Maine due to their false assessments. Now, why would I say they're false assessments? Well, let's take a look. Their research vessel fall survey was supposed to do 308 tows, 308 tows out of 377 tows were actually accomplished. So they only completed 82% of their fall assessment. Now, 42 of those tows were above the 42 degrees 20 minutes north, which is the Gulf of Maine, which, if we look at this chart, this red line represents Georges Bank West, Georges Bank East, and everything above this red line to the Hague line is Gulf of Maine. So that means those $4.50 lease cod, if you catch a pound of fish, a codfish, up above this red line, you are now going in the hole $3.50. Now, as far as hake is concerned, they don't judge that by Gulf of Maine, Georges. That's just abundance and all around. But, like I said, let's take a look at why the data is miscued. Well, the average tow speed for a boat is 3 knots. So if they made 42 tows above the red line I just showed you, that means at 20 minutes a tow, they had 840 minutes of towing time. Divided by 60 minutes brings it down to 14 hours. Well, 14 hours times 3 knots equals 42 nautical miles towed bottom. Well, guess what? That vessel cost us taxpayers $54 million, plus they dredged the harbor at $2 million. Plus, the fuel's got to be 3 times that of what I'm burning. Now let's look at a basic dragger. Basic dragger on an average 10-day trip breakdown. If I just made 4 tows per day at 4 hours per tow, 4 tows, 4 hours, 16 hours towed per day. 16 hours at 3 knots is 48 nautical miles per day. 48 nautical miles times 10 days is 480 nautical miles towed. Fuel costs. Well, my boat's roughly 750 gallons a day. 10-day total fuel is 7,500 gallons. Average price, $5 a gallon. 7,500 times $5, $37,500 for 10 days. So what do I got? I got roughly under 40 grand in expenses. And so far, these guys are running a little over $56 million. Plus the fuel for 66 days. That breaks down to 1/12 of 1% assessed out of a 36,000 square mile area. Less than 10% of that fall survey actually assessed the Gulf of Maine. So how do they even come into any kind of relative logical thought that this was going to work in any business model? Because it doesn't. They're literally choking the fishermen out by using false data with little to no, basically, this entire area, they've literally towed 42 nautical miles. And like I said, if I drew a line from pretty much this point and I came all the way down to there, so from there to there, if I took every tow they had and put it together, you would have towed one line at 300 feet for that distance out of this entire area. That's a bunch of crap. So, like I said, they're either really unknowledgeable and don't know what they're doing, or they purposely know what they're doing and they're literally choking everybody out. So, there it is.